Hey guys, how's it going? So a lot of people ask me, Lex, what does an average day look like for a real estate investor? So I'll give you an example, right? So last night I was just about to go out to dinner and I got a text from a wholesaler and he said, send me the details on a property, the property address, square footage, price, and some pictures. He said, I'm putting this out in my email tomorrow morning, but I'm going to give you first crack at it. And he asked for a price and I offered him immediately $10,000 below that amount. And he said, well, if I give you that number, will you commit? And I looked at the comps again, reviewed the photos again, looked at the address again, and I said, yes, if you give me that number, I'll commit. So he went and sent me a contract last night. This morning, I was out, had some motivated seller appointments anyway in the same area. So I went to those and then I came by to look at this property just to kind of eyeball the house and make sure I really want to go along with it, right? So here I am on the street and this is the subject property. Now keep in mind, I haven't put up the deposit yet. So I just want to drive by the property or have someone else drive by the property and make sure I like it before I move forward. So here's the property coming up and I'm going to go real slow. I'm just going to turn the camera real quick so you can see when I'm in front of the property. So here it is. All right, the property with the reindeer. Right, so there it is right there, so you guys can see. So I like it. It's a little rental, you know. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, but I'm going to keep it. So I'm good to go with that. So that's check off house number one. Figures probably about roughly 25,000 in equity in that. So I'm driving along a little bit more and looking at the neighborhood, looking at the houses, and then I come across this house over here, and I'm backtracking, right, because I already did this, but just to show you guys. So I come across this house here, and let me show you a picture. And I don't know if you can notice, but the lawn is, you know, completely overgrown, and looks like it's no one living in this house. And see if I can go a little bit more so you can see the status of the lawn. Right, so it does not appear that anyone's living there. So now this is where one of these apps really shines, is I'm using this app called Deal Machine, and basically I've gone ahead and set up a postcard using this app. So basically what you do is you take a picture of the property like that, and then the property, you set it up so that it's sending out mail. So now the mail's going out. So now I'm done with the property and I just move on and I pretty much forget about it. But the phone number that's set up on that Deal Machine postcard is set up as a call rail number, so that if the owner receives that postcard and decides to call me, we will know that it came off the Deal Machine and we will negotiate to buy the property, right? So people ask me all the time, what's a typical day like, you know, in the Devon Investor? And I drive around like this. If I see a bandit sign, I give it a call and say, hey, do you have anything for sale? I'm a cash investor. And a lot of time those are new wholesalers. They may get something under contract, or if they don't get something under contract, I'll tell them, hey, listen, if you get anything good, it's at a decent price, I can pretty much make a decision sight unseen. And then when they do get something under contract, they give me a call first, and then I'll buy from them. Then guess who they call first next time? Me, right? So every time I drive around and I see bandit signs, I always call them, introduce myself. I tell them I'm a cash investor. And I also look for vacant houses, boarded up houses, send them Deal Machine cards. And I also look for little signs that say house for sale, you know, 3-2, 120,000, and I call them up and say, hey, I'm interested, what's the address? And I go by and look at it. And while I'm out in the field, I've got wholesalers texting me deals. So I've got right now 2 deals that have been texted to me by wholesalers, and I'm going to basically go now and take a look at one of them. And then I've got another deal that I noticed on the MLS, which is real cheap for cash offers. And I've already spoken to the realtor on that one, but I'm going to go ahead and just drive by on that and make a decision on that as well. So hopefully at the end of the day, I'm either going to have 2 or 3 houses, right? And the reason I say 2 is because this one I just committed to, and then the one that I'm going to with the wholesaler, I've already agreed on a price with him. So now I'm just driving by. He gave me the lockbox code and I'm going in. So I'll be doing that in around 15 or 20 minutes. And then if I like it, I'm just going to text him back and say deal. If I don't like it, I'm going to say pass or negotiate the price, right? So hopefully that'll be 2 deals. The third deal I don't know if I'm going to get there, because I'm going to have to call the realtor back and negotiate, and I can only really do that after looking at it, and because it's on the MLS, there's a lot of competition on that. But I would say, safe guess, that I'm going to buy those 2 houses definitely today. So figure if there's around 20 to 25,000 equity per house, that's about 40 or 50K for the day. Now granted, I haven't closed on them yet, and I don't own that yet, and I don't own that equity yet, but I will tell you this, that I've got one that I'm closing on a sale tomorrow for 145, and I had one that I sold last week at 150, and both of those were picked up at 115 in the same town. So these equity numbers are real, right? And so I can either turn them over as a wholesaler, I could probably close and then turn them over and make maybe 8, 10, or 12 to another cash investor, or I could close and put them back on the MLS and sell them for maybe 15 or 20, or I could just clean them up and throw in a tenant, and they probably would appraise for about 25,000 more than what I paid for them. All right, so just the day, a typical day in the life of a real estate investor. A lot of you that are beginners, the thing that's most difficult for you to deal with is twofold. Number one, if you have jobs, well, you can't drive around and do this on Monday to Friday, so you're forced to do it in the weekends or after hours, which is tough, and it's easy to quit and want to give up if you're doing that. Now, those of you that don't have jobs, you don't have any income coming in, so if you do this for a while and you're not getting any deal flow, then you run out of money. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I tell people that if you want to get started out, the easiest and best way to start out is just bird dog for someone else. Like, in other words, if you were in this neighborhood right now and you lived here, I could give you a user ID to send postcards out for me. I could pay you for every vacant house you brought to me, and I could pay you a fee for every house that I purchased. You could put bandit signs out in the neighborhood, and if you got deals, you could lock them up under contract and then just call me and say, hey, I got this house, I'm looking to make whatever the number is, and that's a good way to get started. So that's why I always tell people get started that way, and that's why in my boot camps and in our partnership program, that's what we recommend for people. And if you want to check out our partnership program, I'll go ahead and put a link below this video in the comment section so you can check it out. But just wanted to show you guys a regular day in the life of a real estate investor. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next video.